Today I've got a review of the Sunwayman P25C tactical flashlight. Sunwayman is a new brand to me of Chinese-made LED flashlights. They generally have pretty decent reputation online, but are smaller and lesser well-known than some of the other Chinese-made flashlight brands. Here's their 25C model, which is described as a tactical flashlight. I was sent it to me for review, but that has not influenced my review. This flashlight is pretty similar to other models in looks, except it has a smooth bezel. As you can see. And that's a little different for a tactical flashlight, because they usually have crenulated bezels. So I want to show you the box that it came in. Pretty standard box, pretty plain. 1,000 lumens is what they say, and more information. Then on the bottom, it's kind of strange. They've got this sticker here, which is a misprint. It's giving a high as 300 lumens and low as 84. That's just a misprint. It's wrong. I'm not sure why they would still keep putting this on the box. Looking online, I found other reviewers of this flashlight talking about this, and that was over a year ago. So it seems like Sunwayman really needs to update their packaging. Inside you get a product manual, and the flashlight comes packed in foam. You get a few extras. You get a lanyard, you get 2 extra O-rings, and you get an extra tail button, which is nice. So the flashlight effectively has 4 consistent operating modes. It has turbo mode, which is 1,000 lumens. The next load down is 300 lumens, 137 lumens, and 84 lumens, which lasts for 12 hours. This flashlight has no moonlight mode or anything like that, and that's disappointing. On turbo mode, it will run for about 3 minutes and then turn down because of the heat. That would be down to 300 lumens for 3 hours. So big difference between 300 and 1,000 lumens there. I wish it kind of had a middle mode. It does use a Cree XM-L2 LED, and it's a cool white color. And it's similar to my other flashlights, like a Lumentop Prince that I had reviewed about a year ago. And it's a pretty cool white LED. I've gotten spoiled recently by neutral white LEDs, and this one is not neutral. This flashlight does have some special modes. It has a strobe, SOS, and beacon, and I'll explain those here in a little bit. So the interface I really like on this flashlight. So it's a tail click to turn on, and it has memory then of where you have last used the light. So this is on low. Bumping up, you use this switch near the top, which side switch, which I really like. So there's your turbo mode. And I'll do, actually you can see that pretty well, proper beam shot. I don't even need to turn out the lights. It's bright enough. I'd call this a decent thrower with some spill. It's got a deeper recessed, let me shut this off. It's got a deeper recessed lens in there with the LED, so you can see it's a smooth polished aluminum. You can see that it, and that's what gives it that decent throw. On the lower modes, it does seem to have a bit of corona, and I have a hard time showing this on video, and I tried taking pictures of it earlier on a dark wall and couldn't. It's not very noticeable, but it is there, and it's especially noticeable on the lower modes. I just think that's due to how this lens is in there. There's a space between the LED and the lens, and I think that's what causes it. So back to the modes on how this operates. The tail switch is on and off, plus momentary, and then you have this side switch to access the modes and the special modes. There is no quick access to turbo or low. To get to the special modes while the flashlight's on, you press and hold for about a second, and then it'll go into strobe. To go to SOS or beacon, you press and hold again, and it'll go to the next mode, and then you press and hold again to go to beacon. I guess this makes sense when you think about it, because strobe's probably going to be the special mode you access the most, and SOS or beacon would be used the least often, so the fact that you have to go through the others to get to beacon probably isn't that big a deal. Here's my outdoor shots for the Sunwayman P25C, and I'm in my backyard because it snowed here. So here the flashlight is on low. This light does not have a real low mode. It doesn't have a moonlight mode or anything like that. So here's the next mode up. And you can see it's got a fairly tight beam in the middle with not a ton of spill. This is what I'd expect out of a tactical light, and this is the next mode up. Finally, this is turbo. This lasts for 3 minutes before it's thermally controlled down. You can see it really lights up that tree pretty nice. Does a nice job of lighting off the ground. Will even reflect off. This is a pretty cool LED. It's a Cree XM L2U2 LED. Same thing, it's in one of my Lumen tops that I have here as well. So I'm just going to do a little bit of comparison. Let me get the Lumen top on. So you can see the Lumen top has a little bit tighter beam compared to the Sunwayman. Both rated at 1,000 lumens, but because of the beam shape, the Sunwayman looks to be a little dimmer even though it's not. So Sunwayman and Lumen top prints. So the Sunwayman also has some special modes. So there's a quick strobe, and this is an SOS. And if I keep pressing, I'll get a beacon mode. So it's just a really quick flash every once in a while. Found another location to test the distance on this Sunwayman P25C. So this is low, bumping up, and bumping up. You can see the distance there. I guess this building's about 75 yards in front of me, and what the camera's not picking up very well with this wider angled lens is the playground equipment that's about 115 yards away. You can maybe see some dog eyes glaring at me. Somebody's walking their dog, it looks like. So does a nice job. It's got quite a bit of spill, but it's also got throw. So one thing I forgot to mention before, this does have a glass lens, and I can't find anywhere in the literature to suggest that it has an anti-reflective coating on it. And I don't see, when I look it up to the light, I don't see any purplish haze on it. So I believe it's just a standard piece of smooth glass. It is IPX8 water resistant and impact resistant for 2 meters. This uses an 18650 battery and has a spring in the tail cap only. And I'd recommend using a button top cell like I am here, and I'll show you why. You've got this recessed plastic mount here, and that's just going to make it really tough for a flat top to work in there. Probably a flat top with a magnet would work fine, but just be easier to use a button top cell. And as you can see, the flashlight does come apart into 3 pieces plus the tail clip. The threads, if I can get this to focus, are square cut and nicely machined, no problems there. And it did come pre-greased with 2 O-rings. This middle section is the length of an 18650. The construction is good for its price range, but it's not one of the higher end brands like Armitech or Olight, but still good for its price. You can use CR123 batteries, 2 of them in series if you'd like, or if you're in a pinch. Personally, 18650s are totally the way to go. They're just a lot more power, they're rechargeable, things like that. And here, just for size comparison, I've got an 18650 cell. And also I'll pull up a dollar bill just for size comparison. So it's about the same size as a dollar bill, roughly. It's a little bit longer than some of the other tactical 18650 lights that I have. A couple of things I don't love about this is this pocket clip. It looks like an afterthought. It's it's stiff enough, which is fine, but it's mounted low. So if you have this in your pocket, it's just not going to, like your front jean pockets or something like that, you're going to get a lot that sticks out. That's not, I wouldn't say this is the best EDC. If you're going to carry it lower down on your pants pockets, maybe in like a hammer holster or something like that, it'd probably work a lot better. For me, this is something that I'd put into a bag or something like that. I don't think it'd make a good weapon mount because there's only one spring as well, and I didn't see any specific weapon mounts to hold it. The thermals are well regulated on this light, and I do like kind of how this front bezel is really solid and silver. It's just a nice, simple design touch. Overall, the Sunwayman P25C, I'd call it, is an entry-level tactical flashlight. It's got some design features that I think are pretty well thought out. It's simple to operate, and I think that's its main benefit. It's not complicated, it's not difficult, and that's what you want in a tactical flashlight. Personally, I don't think this is super tactical. I would just call it a decent 18650 flashlight. It's got good performance, at least on high. I wish there was a medium mode that was maybe in the 600 lumen mode instead of jumping down to 300. And I wish it had a moonlight mode. I think those are they're popular features that you're seeing on flashlights these days, and I think would be worth the added cost that it costs to do if there was any at all. That is one other thing worth noting before I end my review here is, for a Chinese-made flashlight, the manual I thought was really good. It was well translated, didn't have a ton of grammatical errors, and they spent some money getting that right, and that's really nice for a flashlight brand. So overall, this is a decent flashlight. It's nothing that's revolutionary. I wish they made a neutral light white version. I wish they had the different brightness levels like I talked about, but construction-wise, it's pretty good. Thanks for watching this video. I'd appreciate if you'd like, subscribe, and if you have any comments, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.